There's a fish. There's a fish. There we go. There we go. What is that? There we go. Oh, it's a good one. Gotcha. Gotcha. I knew there'd be one there. Oh, he got wrapped around the log. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I have brought the kayak out here on the lake to do a little bit of bass fishing. Now, if you look around at the surrounding environment, you can kind of tell that we have some juicy weather conditions for fishing, at least in my opinion. We have overcast skies, it's a little bit foggy, it's a little bit misty rain. And this is the kind of weather that I dream about all the time because I have some of the best luck fishing whenever I have these conditions. So what I've done is I've made my way over here to these edge of these trees, and my plan to catch these bass today is to just kind of go around the edge of this cypress tree swamp and hit all the stumps and trees with this little guy right here. This is just a little 6 cents Divine 3.2-inch swim bait. I've got it rigged up on my spinning rod. I have 10-pound braid on the reel, and I have a 6-pound fluorocarbon leader. And the reason I've decided to go pretty finesse with my setup today is that the water is like crystal clear. It's in the mid-50s, which isn't like super cold, but it's kind of cold. And what I like about having that light line is that the fish can't really see it, and it allows that swim bait to have the best action possible. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to start making my way around these trees. I'm gonna skip the swim bait up underneath the branches and up against the bases of these trees, and hopefully we'll find some largemouth suspended up against them. So guys, hopefully y'all are excited to join along with me on today's adventure. If so, we would greatly appreciate it if you could leave a thumbs up on today's video. And if you're new and haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any of our future fishing adventures. But with that being said, let's get out here and let's see what we can catch. There's a fish, there's a fish, there's a bass. On the swim bait, next to these trees. I gotta slow my boat down. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Yes, on the board. Stay on there, stay on there. Heck yeah. Come here, not a monster. Not a monster, but we'll take it. There we go, guys. Not a monster fish, but a good way to get things started. He's got a little abrasion right there on his side, but he just smoked this little 6 cents Divine 3.2-inch swim bait up next to that tree. Probably 1.25 pounds or so, maybe a little bigger. He's kind of stocky, but that's a good sign. Okay, we've been fishing about 10 minutes. First fish. Let's send him back here into the drink and let's see if we can catch some more. Heck yeah. Whew, can't be mad at that. There we go. There we go. What is that? What is that? Is that big old bass? It's fighting like crazy. It's fighting like crazy. Get off that. Oh, is that a crappie? Oh my gosh, the big old freaking crappie. Big old freaking crappie on the swim bait. Woo, look at that. A big old freaking slab crappie on the Divine swim bait. You gotta be kidding. Gotta be kidding, guys. Look at that. Big old slab, probably like 1.5 pounds or so. That was really crazy. I mean, that was so crazy. I was not expecting that. I've caught crappie on swim baits plenty of times, but I just wasn't expecting that for some reason today. Dang, that's a big one. Woo! Let's get one more look at that guy. One more look at that guy. Beautiful, beautiful black crappie, and he fought hard too. Okay, we're gonna send him back. Is he gonna jump? That fish fought just like a largemouth. Whew, that was crazy. Hammered that little 3.2 Divine swim bait. Oh, let's me catch another one. Big crappie are here to play. I'm ready to catch him. There we go, fish on. Fish on. It's like a little largemouth. Yeah, a little largemouth. Ooh. There's our smallest fish of the day. You wouldn't expect to catch crappie bigger than a bass, but that's what we did just a minute ago. Third fish, nice little largie. He'll grow to be a big one day. But until then, we'll see you. There we go. Oh, he came off. Oh, I got smoked. Oh my gosh, he smoked it so hard. Dang. There we go. Oh, it's a good one. Nice one. Okay, not as big as I thought he was. How many times have you heard that phrase come out of a fisherman's mouth? But not bad though. He bit it as I was moving towards him, so I couldn't really get a gauge on how big he was because he swam right towards the boat. How many is that? Our third bass. Yeah, it's our third bass. This isn't the biggest, it's our second biggest, but still a lot of fun to catch. It's beautiful out here in these woods. I mean, perfect fishing conditions, like no wind, it's cloudy, and we're getting bit pretty consistently. You know, we really haven't been out here that long. Hoping to run into a couple big ones pretty soon. I mean, they could be anywhere. I mean, there's 1,000 million trees out here to fish, but we're gonna cover as many as we can and try to catch as many fish as we can. All that I'm really looking for out here in the midst of all of these woods is little tunnels to cast the swim bait through. So like right here is a good example. Right in front of me, there's a little tunnel. And what I like about these little tunnels is that it allows the bait to come past multiple pieces of cover. Like if I cast straight up this tunnel, I've got 7 or 8 trees on this side, 7 or 8 trees on this side. And if there's a fish hanging out by one of them, my hope is that they'll swim out from that tree and come get this bait. It seems like these fish are willing to chase, and the water's pretty clear, so they can definitely see it and sense it in the water. So I'm not really targeting isolated pieces of cover. I'm just trying to put this bait past as many trees and stumps and obstacles as possible in hopes that, you know, one of these bass are gonna come out and smash it. Or crappie, or big crappie, or whatever other sort of fish is out here that wants to eat it. I don't care, I'll take it. Oh no, I had him. Oh my gosh. Oh, he smashed it. Golly, he came up like that crappie did though, honestly. Oh, I couldn't tell how big he was though. I knew I was about to get bit right there too. It's a perfect example of what I was talking about. It's a nice little tunnel area, several trees to come by. And there's also underwater stumps and logs too that I'm not really able to see. I'm just keeping my bait up high in the water column, trying to keep over the top of it. It's only about 3 to 4 feet deep that I'm fishing. And you know, if I was a bass, I wouldn't be able to resist, you know, a little wandering bait fish like this coming through this little area. Gotcha. Gotcha, I knew there'd be one there. Oh, he got wrapped around the log. He's unstuck. Ho, ho, ho. Another little guy. I just knew that there had to be a fish there. Oh man, he looks jacked up. That's our second jacked up looking fish of the day. Look at this. Look at that. He has been mauled by something. Something grabbed a hold of him twice, it looks like. Maybe a grebe or a cormorant. Wow, sorry about that guy. But he's obviously doing okay if he's willing to eat my jig. I think that's our 4th bass. Still a little guy, looking for a big one, but oh gosh, we got shad jumping right there. But there's this log right there, and then there was a stump right next to it, so I threw the swim bait and let it run all the way down the side of the log. And when it got next to that stump, he smashed it. It's always fun whenever you're fishing and you can anticipate a bite. It's like, you know, you feel it coming, and then when it actually happens, you're like, yeah, that was awesome. And I'm sure a lot of y'all are like me. Sometimes you go out and you're fishing, you're kind of just, you know, just casting around, and you kind of lose your train of thought for a moment. You're just kind of nonchalantly going through the motions, and you'll get bit. And a lot of times you'll miss that fish, but it seems like every time whenever you're, you know, in the zone, you're anticipating a strike, that most of the time you're able to actually hook up with that fish. So I try to stay as in the zone as I possibly can, but you know me, I'm pretty easily distracted by, I mean, I have a lot of things going on around me, a lot of things to look at. I'm always trying to compute my next cast and figure out where I'm gonna catch my next fish at. We're definitely not doing bad out here today. Just need something like spicy. So far the spiciest thing we've gotten is that big crappie. I'm super pumped about that. I would like a 3 or 4 pound largemouth to enter the scene. Fish on. Saw a bunch of shad jumping up here. They're big shad, but this is a tiny bass. That is our smallest of the day, but I figured there'd be something hanging out with those shad. We'll see you. Man, where are the big bass at, guys? We are due for one. Alright guys, well this isn't the exact setting that I was hoping to wrap up today's episode with. I was trying to hold out as long as I possibly could out there on the lake to try to get a big largemouth bite, but that bite just simply never came. And you know, I was really hoping that we would get it, but you know, that's alright. That's how fishing goes sometimes. And we honestly still had a pretty good day. We caught some nice largemouth, but I think our fishing adventure was highlighted definitely by that big slab crappie we caught on the swim bait. Mainly because I think that was the biggest fish that we caught, which is, you know, kind of odd to catch a bigger crappie than your largemouth, but hey, it is what it is. It was a big slab and I still had a great time fishing out there in those trees. But what I want to do before I wrap up today's episode completely is I want to unbox something that I noticed I had at the end of my gate whenever I got back to the house from fishing. And if you've been watching the channel for a while, you probably know what it is. And that is my monthly Super 6 Sack from 6 Cents Fishing. This is the final installment of our yearly plan that we were on. So this is the December bag, and I am excited to see what is in here. We've gotten some really good products out of these subscription sacks throughout the year, and I am hoping that we're gonna end it with a bang. If you guys would like to try out the Super 6 Sack for yourself after you see the kind of things that I get out of here, you can use our promo code CJSuper6 at checkout, and that will save you $10 off of your very first sack. So without any further hesitation, let's bust into this bag and let's see what we got. Let's give it a shake first. Sounds like we got some hard baits in there, which is really good, and also feels like we might have some plastics. Pretty standard out of these guys. Let's see what we got. Ooh, check this out. So this actually in my hands right here is one of my, I would say one of my secret baits. It's a sneaky one, so I don't even know if I want to show y'all, but I guess I will. This is one of my favorite little jerk baits, and that is the 6 Cents Hyper Jerk 70, and it's in this really crazy color. It's called Methylate Flash, and it's a color that I personally don't have, but I've heard of it being a really good one in like stained water like I have out here and in the springtime, so I'm excited about that. It's definitely bright and off the wall. Let me bust this thing out of the package real quick so you can get a better look at it. This thing is crazy looking. This color is sick. Check this bad boy out. Little Hyper Jerk 70 Methylate Flash. It's just kind of that bright pink color. This bait, in my opinion, is super underrated, and it's something that I definitely think that you should pick up for next year. It's just so deadly. Okay, that's a great way to start the unboxing. Grab another hard bait out. Next up we have a Crush 100S. The S stands for silent, meaning that this bait doesn't have any rattles in it. It's in a really great bluegill color. It's called Bluegill Fire. Anytime you're fishing around bluegill, this is definitely one to have. It's just, you know, a square bill crankbait. It goes through all sorts of cover. I use these things mainly around wood and rocks, and this particular model comes through it effortlessly in my experience. So that's another great one. Crush 100S. Let's find another hard bait. Ooh, this thing is clean. This is great for right now, actually. This is another one of my favorite cranks. Pull this bad boy out. That is the Curve 55 Finesse square bill, and it's in a great red color. Most of y'all are probably aware of that red is a great color to throw in the winter months into spring. It kind of imitates the crawfish a lot better. And this is a really nice finesse bite-sized little crankbait. I've caught some big ones on this particular crankbait. And I actually don't have this color already in my tackle box. I have some different red ones, so it's nice to have another variation of that red craw. So nice. And what's cool about the Curve Finesse square bill is it has a tight wobble. Oh shoot. But whenever it's coming through the water, it actually will kind of hunt in this little S motion. Really nice. Love that. That's 3 really great hard baits so far. All right, next up in the bag, let's reach in here and grab some plastics. Okay, so this is awesome. This is definitely a bait that I feel like you should never leave the house without, and that is a soft plastic stick bait. This is the 6 Cents Clout, and it's in the most universal color ever, green pumpkin. Rig this thing up on a weightless EWG hook. You can Texas rig it, you can Carolina rig it. You can literally cut it into like 3 pieces and use it as a Ned worm. This is a great bait. The cloud is awesome. It has a really nice textured finish to the worm. It's not just like a cylindrical, just round worm. You can see it has that textured pattern on it, and that allows this bait to have a lot of action in the water. This thing is super deadly and by far my favorite soft plastic stick bait. It is so good. Responsible for like a ton of fish catches throughout the year. And like I said, green pumpkin, you can't go wrong. Next up, we're gonna grab some more plastics in here. Some good old 6th Sense Fishing prawns. So if you don't know about the prawn, it's just their style of a beaver bait. And I love the packaging. It comes in a plastic bag, but inside the bag, all the baits are secured in a little clamshell, keeps them all nice and straight. This color is called Green Pumpkin Juice. It's a beautiful color. It's just like green pumpkin. Let me get it out of here so you can see it really good. It's just like this really nice green pumpkin with like blue, kind of teal, and purple and gold flakes. This thing is a great little crawfish imitation. Rig it up on a Texas rig. This thing glides right there in front of their face and they can't resist it. I like that. I like this style of bait whenever it's colder weather because these appendages, they don't really flap around too much. They're more of a subdued action. And whenever you're fishing cold water, you don't want your bait to have a whole ton of action most of the time. You want it to be natural, really slow moving. And this is a great bait to pair up on the back of a jig or to fish alone. And that is another phenomenal color. I really like the Green Pumpkin Juice. Most of the time whenever I'm throwing green pumpkin lures, I like to have something, you know, more than just straight green pumpkin, just really for no reason. It's just kind of like more fun to have a green pumpkin bait with like red flake or blue flake or multicolor flake because, you know, just why would you just want just straight up green pumpkin when you can have green pumpkin with flake, right? Life's too short to just be straight up green pumpkin. I don't really think it matters that much too. I think it's more of just like a mental thing. Okay, we got a few more things in here. Okay, here we go. Another great option for cold water, really great for everything. And this is, you know, this is the bait we actually threw today. It's a 3.2 inch 6th Sense Divine Swim bait in the live minnow color. This is a really pretty color. If you look at it, it's kind of like a laminate color. On top, you kind of have like that smoke purple flake, and then it kind of goes down to where you have like that smoke with silver flake. Really, really great natural bait fish imitation. I mean, like this is literally the same bait that I was throwing today, just a different color, but I think they would eat it just as good. Might have to go back out there on the lake, try to get some redemption tomorrow, see if we can catch some big ones on it, because I'm actually running really low on the 3.2 inch. So this is really coming in handy right now. Just a really great bait fish color. And again, these baits come in a clamshell package, keeps them nice and straight, so you don't have to worry about their tails being all jacked up, which is super nice. Like back in the day, whenever I was younger and buying tackle, it was always such a pain in the butt to like order stuff because I wasn't able to like look at it myself. Like you go to the store, you can like look at the swim baits and make sure they all have straight tails, but when you order it, you know, they'll send you like the worst packaged ones ever with like all kinked up tails, and you're sitting there forever trying to boil them, and that just sucks. So I love clamshell packaging. Feels like we got one more thing in here. Reach in here, pull it out, we'll shake it, and then we'll reveal it. Ooh, like the greatest wintertime bait of all time, maybe? Early spring bait. It's a bait you have to have this time of year if you want to be successful, in my opinion. And this is the Quake 70. It's a lipless crankbait, and it's in a great crawfish color. It's called Wild Lava Craw. Just a nice red on top, orange on bottom. This bait is great. Like I said, this time of year, all throughout the spring, in this color. Once you get more into the summertime, they'll swap to a different color than red. But right now is the time of the year to be throwing red crankbaits, red lipless crankbaits, because they get smashed. Look here, make sure there's nothing else in here. Nothing here, but you also do, of course, get the complimentary bag where you can keep all your baits in. You can store wherever you want to in them. I store pretty much all my baits that I get from the Super 6 Sack in these, and I just throw them in the boat, throw them in the kayak, whenever I'm going out to the lake. But anyways, so that is the unboxing of the Super 6 Sack for December 2021, and I'm looking forward to signing up for it again next year to see all the other goodies we can be surprised with each and every month. So like I said, if you'd like to try it out for yourself, be sure to use the code CJSuper6, and if this is your first time using it, you'll get that for $10 off. I'll leave all the info on that in the description. And if you ever find yourself on the 6th Sense Fishing website and you just want to order some other stuff on your own without using the Super 6 Sack, you can use the code CJ10 and that'll save you 10%. But yeah, so that's going to do it for today's episode. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me out there on the lake. Wish I could have caught a big one for y'all, but we'll just have to say that for next time. If y'all enjoyed the episode, do me a huge favor, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye guys.